Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Diecast. My name is Tyrone and this is part 3 of the Ultimate Car Collection, brought to you by Prado, or manufactured by Prado. They made 70 cars and released them in 1999 for collectors of 143. These are all 143 scale. We're starting off today with 21 of 70 and we'll continue on through to number 30 of 70. First here is the Duesenberg Model J. Very German looking car, and that's because the owners, manufacturers and designers were from Germany. They moved to Iowa in this top speed 175 k's an hour with the light body version. 0 to 100 clicks in about 17 seconds. Total production only 480, sadly, but they were just so expensive. Who owned this car? I can tell you from the literature. Let's see. It was popular among movie stars and royalties. Gary Cooper had one, Clark Gable, Cary Grant, Mae West, Paul Getty, and the newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst had one. About 50 of them were shipped to Europe. The King of Spain, King Alfonso VIII, had one. Queen Marie of Yugoslavia and Prince Nicholas of Romania had two. That's who owned this car. Imagine what that would be worth now, if these still exist. I'm sure many of them do. But how many were made? About 480. That is such a small number, isn't it? Can't help but run a loss. Number 22 of 70 is the Alfa Romeo Juliette. Stunning little car. What do we know? 22,000, almost 23,000 of these were made. 0 to 117 seconds, top speed 165, so actually slower than the Duesenberg. Crazy. What does the base say? It doesn't say the year, but let's say it's sort of late 60s, maybe. See if we can figure it out as we go. Nice little convertible here. Not reading all that. Excellent road holding, blah blah blah. Let's get to some hard facts. Live axle, radius arms and coil springs was the suspension on the rear. Front had independent coil springs and wishbones. So a lot going on there. 4 or 5 speed manual, and it was a rear wheel drive. 1.3 litre front mounted 4-cylinder. Who owned this one? It was a Italian romantic. I think all Italians are romantic, aren't they? But he was so romantic that even on good advice from his friends that all told him the Juliette always broke down. He said it's cool to break down on the side of a Tuscan country road. Number 3, oops, get my paperwork in order. Number 3, the Lancia Stratos. I don't know why I said it like that. Monocoque chassis, total production 492. That smacks of only built that many so they could race it as a production car, to my mind. 5.9 seconds to 100 k's. Top speed was 225 k's an hour, and it only weighs 870 kgs. Cray. Maximum power 190 brake horsepower at 7,000 revs, the standard version anyway, and it had a 2.4 litre transverse V6 mid located. Very 70s car. Who owned this? a kid that grew up thinking he was going to be an astronaut, and then he realised his country didn't have a space program, so he bought this rocket ship. Number 24 is the Porsche 930 Turbo. Such a classic car. No wonder this made the ultimate car collection from Del Prado. Total production 2,873 pieces between 1975 and 1977. 6.1 seconds is all it took to get to 100 kilometers an hour, or 60 miles an hour. Width 1.775 meters, length 4.3 meters. Monocoque, rear wheel drive, transmission 4-speed manual, only a 4-speed, and about a 3-litre flat 6. Beautiful car, beautiful. And who owned this? A kid that decided never to move out of his house in Stuttgart because he wanted a local Porsche. That might have been a decision I would agree with, until I become the father with that kid in the basement. Number 25. We'll get to the story about this instantly. Don't know who may have bought this one, but I have a little story about this. I went to the Barossa Valley in South Australia, just outside of Adelaide, a bunch of years ago now, and I hired one of these, and I had the choice between a white one and a black one. And Barossa Valley, it's wine country. You go on wine tours and that, self-driven wine tours if you're like me, and they're all dirt roads, a lot of them anyway. As soon as you enter a winery, you're on dirt. And the lady behind the rental car company counter said to me, "Would you like the white one or the black one, sir?" And I said, "Well, I won't be cleaning it when it gets back. Give me the black one." So she laughed. She did, and we got it dirty over about a week. Fantastic little car. It wasn't this old. It was. We went to the Barossa maybe 5 years ago. So imagine this black Audi A4 as a whatever year that was, 2017. Let's see, front mounted 4 or 6 V6, 1.6 or 2.8 litre. I'm not sure what we had, but I went like a cat. Total production, still in production, don't think so. Maybe they're talking about the A4 in general. 14.6 second, no. Oh, yuck. The 1.6 litre version got to 100 k's an hour in 14.6 seconds. That can't be right. And they're saying the 2.8 litre V6 got there in 6.8 seconds. I can't believe that. I'm sure ours was quick, but I don't think it was a V6. Controversy. Yeah, what else can I tell you? Chassis, body, self-supporting galvanised. Doesn't say much about anything really, does it? It's a front-wheel drive, so a bit lame. My opinion of the A4 just dropped. Number 26, Triumph TR3. Hopefully this is a quicker car. It looks quick. 71,500 were made. 11.4 seconds to 100 k's an hour. Top speed 177 clicks. Unladen weight was 1,003 kilos. So it's at about 2,200 pounds at a guess. It's a roadster, obviously. Rear wheel drive, as it should be. 4-speed manual with overdrive, just in case you got to 140 odd k's and you wanted to get to 177. Shove it into overdrive, bounce along. I'm sure this was a bouncy little car. Cute as a button. Cute as a button. Gee, there's a lot of red and black there. Mix it up with green and then straight back to black. Ooh, this is a Renault 4CV. I didn't know these existed. Isn't that cute? There's a lot of French cars of this era I just weren't aware of until Del Prado came along. Lovely. What do we know about it? 38 seconds to get to 100. Not built for speed, are they? It's just too cute for speed. Suspension, swing axle and coils. That's in the rear. Up front, independent wishbone and coil. 3-speed manual. Rear wheel drive. 19 horsepower. Oh, let's not laugh at it. Cute. Reminds me of a Morris 1100, I suppose. Morris Minor, but a little bit bigger. Choice Pro. Very cool in black. Enough stalling, Tyrone. Who owned this? It was a Anglican priest. It was bought for him by the parish. I think his flock is called a parish. We'll go with that. Because rumour in the church had it that his mother was French, but it was just a rumour, and all through the bishop, what did I say, bishop or priest? I can't remember. The dude up front of the church, all through his life, for the remainder of his life, he couldn't work out why they bought him a French car when he lived down the road from Morris. Wow, that was long-winded. The Oldsmobile. Oops. I can edit that out. This is an Oldsmobile Toronado, not a tornado. Look at the size of this. Imagine the priest, the parish whatever, the religious dude, runs a red light because he's too busy trying to work out the riddle of why they bought him a French car. And the oldsy T-bones him. Imagine. It's not worth thinking about, is it? Almost 41,000 of these were built in the first year. Why would they leave it at that? It's not known how fast it was. Actually, it's not known how quick it was. It was 210 kilometers fast. 2.1 tons. Yikes. And it was almost 2 meters wide and that's wheelbase length, 5.3 meters long. Wow. It had a 7-litre V8 in it. That's nuts. You'd lump this in with the ugly beautiful, wouldn't you? You know how French cars, a lot of them have what's known as ugly beauty. Like the 2CV, they nicknamed the ugly duckling, but it's actually quite a beautiful little car. This would be American ugly beauty. It's fantastic and glorious and all of that, but what a rock. So that, who owns this? Who owned that? Clearly a working class but retired couple who bought it in Boston, took a day trip to Miami and stayed there because of the weather. Because that's what Americans do, I'm told. That's my preconception about Americans. They retire in Florida. That's what I've learnt. Number 29, Lamborghini Countach. What do you know about that? Every lad had that in a poster on his bedroom wall, didn't they? Only 1,851 were made. 5 seconds, which doesn't seem that quick, but this is an 80s car. 4.2 meters long and exactly 2 meters wide. 5-speed manual. 5.2 litre V12 mid-located transverse engine, and the gearbox was in front of the engine because there was just no more room out back. It's weird. It's cool, but it's weird. And who owned it? Well, everybody knows, and it's written here in plain English, so it must be true. Anyone who was ever dissatisfied with a Ferrari bought this. and had pots of money, obviously. But that's who owned the Countach. A little bit of a up yours, I'll say it, to Ferrari, the Lambo, which brings us to the 10th one, or as I like to call it, number 30 of 70. But last one for today is the Jaguar XJ220. As we quickly flip over to see that they only made 275, and that's got to be based around that production car racing thing too, doesn't it? They've got to sell a set amount to qualify as a production car to then race them as a production car. Top speed 343 kilometers per hour, 3.7 seconds, clearly the fastest thing in the first 30 of the set at least. 5-speed manual, fuel injected, double overhead camshaft. The whole was 542 horsepower at 7,200 revs, and it only had a mid-located V6, 3.496 cc V6. Crazy. And there it is there through the window. Wow. Weight, unladen weight in English. Only 1,375 kilos. That's crazy. Even wider than the Countach, 2.2 meters wide and almost 5 meters long. That's a supercar, folks. You can't park it, you can't take it anywhere, and you can't afford it. What a bummer. But nice though. And there you have it. That's today's 10. That was 21 through 30 of the Ultimate Car Collection 70 series, or set of 70. Closer. Oh, it's very red and black today, with a few dark green ones thrown in. Don't bunch up, there's plenty of room. So what do you think of the Del Prado Ultimate Car Collection from 1999? It's part 3, all done. I'll see you in part 4. Bye.